John D. Rockefeller, founder of the Standard Oil Company, became one of the world's wealthiest men and a major philanthropist. Born into modest circumstances in upstate New York, he entered the then-fledgling oil business in 1863 by investing in a Cleveland, Ohio refinery. In 1870, he established Standard Oil, which by the early 1880s controlled some 90% of U.S. refineries and pipelines. Critics accused Rockefeller of engaging in unethical practices, such as predatory pricing and colluding with railroads to eliminate his competitors in order to gain a monopoly in the industry. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court found Standard Oil in violation of antitrust laws and ordered it to dissolve. During his life, Rockefeller donated more than $500 million to various philanthropic causes. John Davison Rockefeller, the son of a traveling salesman, was born on July 8, 1839, in Richford, New York. Industrious even as a boy, the future oil magnate earned money by raising turkeys, selling candy and doing jobs for neighbors. In 1853, the Rockefeller family moved to the Cleveland, Ohio area, where John attended high school before briefly studied bookkeeping at a commercial college. In 1855, at age 16, he found work as an office clerk at a Cleveland commission firm that bought, sold and shipped grain, coal and other commodities. In 1859, Rockefeller and a partner established their own commission firm. That same year, America's first oil well was drilled in Titusville, Pennsylvania. In 1863, Rockefeller and several partners entered the booming new oil industry by investing in a Cleveland refinery. In 1864, Rockefeller married Laura Celestia Setty Spellman, 1839 to 1915, an Ohio native whose father was a prosperous merchant, politician, and abolitionist active in the Underground Railroad. The Rockefellers went on to have 5 children, 4 daughters and 1 son, John D. Rockefeller, Jr. In 1865, Rockefeller borrowed money to buy out some of his partners and take control of the refinery, which had become the largest in Cleveland. Over the next few years, he acquired new partners and expanded his business interests in the growing oil industry. At the time, kerosene, derived from petroleum and used in lamps, was becoming an economic staple. In 1870, Rockefeller formed the Standard Oil Company of Ohio, along with his younger brother William, Henry Flagler, and a group of other men. John Rockefeller was its president and largest shareholder. Standard Oil gained a monopoly in the oil industry by buying rival refineries and developing companies for distributing and marketing its products around the globe. In 1882, these various companies were combined into the Standard Oil Trust, which would control some 90% of the nation's refineries and pipelines. In order to exploit economies of scale, Standard Oil did everything from build its own oil barrels to employ scientists to figure out new uses for petroleum byproducts. Rockefeller's enormous wealth and success made him a target of muckraking journalists, reform politicians, and others who viewed him as a symbol of corporate greed and criticized the methods with which he'd built his empire. In 1890, the U.S. Congress passed the Sherman Antitrust Act, the first federal legislation prohibiting trusts and combinations that restrained trade. 2 years later, the Ohio Supreme Court dissolved the Standard Oil Trust. However, the businesses within the trust soon became part of Standard Oil of New Jersey, which functioned as a holding company. In 1911, after years of litigation, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled Standard Oil of New Jersey was in violation of antitrust laws and forced it to dismantle. Rockefeller retired from day-to-day business operations of Standard Oil in the mid-1890s. Rockefeller donated more than $500 million to various educational, religious, and scientific causes through the Rockefeller Foundation. Among his activities, he funded the establishment of the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, now Rockefeller University. In his personal life, Rockefeller was devoutly religious, a temperance advocate, and an avid golfer. His goal was to reach the age of 100. However, he died at 97 on May 23, 1937, at the Casements, his winter home in Ormond Beach, Florida. He was buried at Lakeview Cemetery in Cleveland. If you liked the video, then please subscribe our channel. Thanks for watching.